Okay, Wiz, first of all, I'm very sorry I had to stage this interview in my brother's dorm room. It was a family move, and it was difficult for you seeing you had no vehicle, but, so Wiz, what made you want to become a Blockbuster employee? Well, my roommate suggested some kind of crappy minimum wage job to make some extra money, and so I thought Blockbuster would fit the deal. Well, yeah, that is understandable. So Adam, you guys always talk about these weird little events that go on at Blockbuster, like with the dumb customers and all the stupid things that go on. Why don't you try and tell me like one of the most interesting stories of something that happened at Blockbuster? You want to know what kind of stuff happens at Blockbusters? Yeah, like what kind of stuff actually goes on? Alright, well, oh god, lots of stuff's happened. Oh god, okay. This is one of my favorites. So, it's just a slow day. Me, Mike, and Jerry were working at the counter, and a guy comes in, and the guy has a hoodie, a red bandana covering his face, dark blue shirt, kind of like this, around this kind of, this kind of color. And basically, he comes in with like a very small handgun. It's not even that big. It's very small. Like it's like a revolver sort of. Comes in, holds everyone up, says, "Get down on the ground," and then he points it at the cash register. He says, "I want your money." And so I'm just ready, like, okay, I'm ready to give it to him. So I open up the cash register. Then he fires a shot in the air, and then he says, "Get down on the ground." Wait, what? What? Yeah, I know, right? He says he wants the money right now. Then he fires up in the air, and the only three people working there that can actually give him the money, he wants them to get on the ground. Well, did he take the money? No. I love that. 5 minutes of silence goes by, and then he says, "One of you give me the money." He just told us to get on the ground. He still wants us. He points the revolver up. He's like, "You, get up. I want your money." What? What? This guy was a special case. I don't know. So I get up. I hand him some of the money. Like, was it even a lot of money? It wasn't even that much money. It was like around like 85. I want to say around like 85, 90 bucks. And that probably wasn't even a slow day either. I know, right? It's a slow day for money. It's like, it's not even that much. Like, this guy can go into a bank or somewhere that's more popular. Of all places he can rob, a Blockbuster Video is where he stops. Wow. This had to have been the world's most pathetic robber ever. I know, right? I know. And then I give him the money, and then I guess it was because of the lunch we had, because just Mike out of nowhere just burps, and then Jerry laughs, and so did I. I started laughing because it was funny. It was out of nowhere, and then the guy just fires another shot and says, "Get on the ground," and then he just runs out the door. Like, that was it. Well, did you guys do anything about it? Oh yeah, I did something about it. As soon as he left, everyone got back on their feet. We called 911, and it was funny because we saw him get into his car, and then 5 minutes later, he gets out the car, and there was a Subway like right next door to us. He gets out of the car 5 minutes later, and then goes into the Subway and robs their place. Are you serious? Yeah, this guy, he robs the lowest places he can find. He goes, instead of robbing, like I said, instead of robbing a bank or somewhere that's actually efficient, he goes to, of all places, Blockbusters and Subways to rob them of their money. This is, what? Did the cops actually show up? Yeah, the cops found his car. It was some beat up, crappy, like green, like dark green colored, like Camaro or something like that. It was all beat up. It was trashy looking. Okay. I need to hear another story. Tell me another story. Another funny story? Well, okay. Oh god, I love these two guys. Okay. It was like we were about to close up the store, and then these two guys, these two 20-something-year-old dudes in hoodies come in. Like, the hoodies were covering their faces, and they were trying to smuggle movies. Really? Yeah. They're like sneaking it into their jackets, and like right before we close up, they just walk through, and obviously, like, these guys did not have any plan whatsoever, because they just, as soon as they go through the the security thing, the alarm just goes off. They start to make a break for it, but then Mike just gets up, punches one of them in the back, and they just hit pavement like a pancake. A couple of 20-somethings just got apprehended by a couple of kids. It really was pathetic. And then the other guy, this guy, oh my god, I love this guy because I picked up a rock, chucked it at their car. The guy gets into the car, the rock hits the windshield, and the guy just stays in the car. Now, granted, it just hit the windshield. The guy could have just sped off anywhere. He just sits in the car. He doesn't even do anything. He just, like, I love that. I love this guy. I love that. He could have sped off at any moment, but a rock was just so intimidating to him, he didn't speed off. This guy was awesome. And then, so yeah, Jerry, like, all this was going on up in the parking lot. Jerry calls 911. The cops show up and then, like, they went through their car and they found the weirdest things. Like, in their car they had crack pipes and like boxes of condoms. And it was just, these guys, like, and they were trying to steal movies out of Blockbuster video. Why they were there, they had no business being there. I don't know why they were doing that. Okay, I'm gonna ask, do these guys have any kind of criminal record? Probably so. I didn't even know what their story was, but they just came in. And then what's funny, a week after that happens, they try smuggling movies yet again. Oh no, they're at it again. They're at it again. Oh my god. They're at it again. And then, I love it, like, because we saw them, same hoodies, mind you. They were wearing the exact same hoodie. The exact same hoodies. And they're just in the back like this, smuggling movies into their jackets, and we see them, and we're like, and I look at Jerry and Mike, I'm like, those guys, I see them, I recognize them. So we just pre-dialed 911, and 911 came in. It was funny because, like, they were walking out. They were walking just before they hit the security thing. Cops just walk in like, wow. They were just ready for them. They were expecting them. Wow. These guys were just complete posers, man. So, I gotta ask, after all that kind of stupid crap, and probably even more irritating things like that, well, yeah, why do you guys still work at Blockbuster? Why do we still work there? Well, you gotta pay your dues. You gotta do your time, you know. Yeah, business, being at work, there's always gonna be some people that annoy you and just bad things that happen, but at the end of the day, you're a hardworking person, and it's always gonna pay off somehow. Like, the way I see it, it's one of those, like, half empty, half full things. Like, you come across stupid people that ask stupid questions and do all these stupid things inside the store, like bring their noisy kids, or just ask the dumbest questions, whether it be in person or on the phone. And then these stupid, like, people try hijacking your store and just doing all these stupid things. They're just inept criminals. But at the end of the day, like, the way I see it is that, one, we get paid. It's a great way to make a living. Well, sure. Yeah, and then the way I see it, me and my two buddies, we get to make fun of people's stupidity, and we get to watch crappy movies and then make fun of them. Which, to be fair, whenever we watch those crappy movies, and then we get to remake them into parody form and sell them to the public, it's a great way to kill time when no one's in the store, which half the days, people aren't even in the store, so it gives us something to do, besides just hang out in an empty store all day. Adam, wow. Adam, that should be on a motivational poster. That really should. Well, Wiz, I gotta say, if you actually do want to become an employee, I would actually really enjoy it, because I think you and me would have a pretty fun time. Like, you and me, we get along very well, and I think you and Mike and Jerry would also be really cool friends too. So you're saying that if I actually got back to you and I said that I wanted to work, you would say yes? Yes, dude, definitely. If you come back and you say, oh, you want the job, then I'd have no problem with it. So, I mean, it gives us more hands besides just having 3 people in the store. So, you know, if you actually want to become an employee, dude, that'd be perfectly fine. Well, Adam, this was some fun bonding time, and see you later. Well, alright, Wiz, I'm very sorry we had to bring the interview all the way out here to my brother's dorm room, but I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad we were able to make this a fun little interview. Oh, and by the way, nice glasses. Oh, thanks for noticing.